My beloved child, stop scrolling, just for a moment, because your soulmate needs you to see this, right now. Not because something is wrong, but because something is quietly, beautifully right, and it deserves your attention today. I know that sounds urgent, my beloved child, and it is, but not in a frightening way, in a loving way, the kind of urgency that comes from care, not fear. So breathe with me, settle into this moment, and let's uncover exactly what your soulmate needs you to understand right now. Every so often, my beloved child, a moment arrives that feels different from all the others, a quiet insistence that says, pay attention now. This is one of those moments. Not because anything dramatic is unfolding on the surface, but because beneath the surface, something significant is quietly shifting, a connection strengthening, a timeline aligning, a truth ready to be gently understood. Your soulmate, my beloved child, needs you present for this, not distracted, not dismissive, but genuinely here, in this moment. You might wonder, my beloved child, why this particular moment carries such significance. Timing, in matters of the soul, is rarely arbitrary. Certain windows of alignment open briefly, offering heightened clarity, before settling back into the ordinary rhythm of daily life. Right now, my beloved child, you are standing within exactly this kind of window, a moment where understanding comes more easily, where signs are more visible, where your soulmate's energy is reaching you with unusual clarity. At this very moment, my beloved child, your soulmate is likely experiencing something significant, even if they can't fully articulate it. Perhaps a quiet restlessness, a sense that something important is unfolding just beyond their conscious awareness. Perhaps a wave of unexplainable hope, arriving without any clear external reason. Perhaps simply a persistent thought of you, or of someone like you, someone they haven't fully pictured yet but feel deeply connected to nonetheless. This is not coincidence, my beloved child, it is resonance, two hearts responding to the same shift in timing, even from a distance. I want to be honest with you, my beloved child, about why this message carries the weight it does. Windows of heightened spiritual clarity, like the one you're in right now, don't remain fully open indefinitely, they gradually settle, the way morning mist eventually burns away under the rising sun. This doesn't mean the connection disappears if you don't act immediately, my beloved child, but it does mean that fully receiving today's clarity, today's heightened awareness, matters more right now than it will once this particular window has passed. Just as your soulmate is experiencing something significant right now, my beloved child, you may be noticing shifts within yourself as well. An unusual clarity about what you truly want in love, a sudden willingness to release old fears you've been carrying for far too long, an unexplainable sense that you are exactly where you're meant to be, even amid ongoing waiting. If you felt any of this recently, my beloved child, trust it, it is not separate from what your soulmate is experiencing, it is part of the very same unfolding moment. Here is something important, my beloved child, the fact that you are watching this message, right now, at this exact point in your journey, is itself a sign. You were not guided here randomly, something within you recognized, even subconsciously, that this moment required your full attention. Honor that instinct, my beloved child, it led you here for a reason. I want to gently address something important, my beloved child, the greatest risk right now isn't disbelief, it's distraction. It would be easy to let this message pass by, to return to the busyness of daily life without pausing to truly absorb what's being offered. But distraction, my beloved child, is precisely what causes so many meaningful signs to go unnoticed. Choose presence over distraction, right now, even if only for these next few minutes. If you choose, my beloved child, to truly receive this message, rather than simply hearing it passively, something begins to shift within you. A deeper sense of trust settles in, a lighter, more peaceful relationship with the waiting you've been experiencing, a renewed willingness to notice the signs already surrounding you. This shift, my beloved child, doesn't require dramatic effort, it simply requires genuine openness, right now, in this moment. Interestingly, my beloved child, the people closest to you may begin noticing subtle shifts in you as well, around this very time. A friend might comment, unprompted, "You seem different lately, more grounded somehow." A family member might mention feeling an unusual sense of hope on your behalf. These observations, my beloved child, often confirm, from an outside perspective, exactly what you're quietly sensing within yourself right now. Let's pause together, my beloved child, right now, for a brief but meaningful moment. Take a slow breath in, and release it gently. Silently, in your heart, say these words. I am fully present in this moment. I receive what my soulmate needs me to understand right now. I trust the timing of this awareness, and I remain open to what comes next. Sit with this presence for a moment longer, trust it, my beloved child. I want to clarify something important, my beloved child, because urgency can sometimes be misread as fear. This message is not asking you to panic, to doubt your worthiness, or to fear missing out on love entirely. It is simply inviting you into deeper presence, right now, so you can fully receive what's already being offered to you. Urgency rooted in love feels different from urgency rooted in fear, my beloved child. Let this message settle into you gently, rather than anxiously. If your soulmate could speak directly to you right now, my beloved child, through this very moment, here is what I believe they would want you to know. I am becoming ready for you, even now, in ways you cannot yet see. I am healing, growing, and hoping, just as you are. Please don't give up on this connection, even during the moments it feels uncertain. I am closer than you think. Let these words settle into your heart, my beloved child, as though spoken directly to you, because in many ways, they are. As you continue reading this message, my beloved child, you may notice subtle physical sensations arising. A warmth in your chest, a lightness in your shoulders, perhaps even unexpected tears gathering, without a clear reason why. These sensations, my beloved child, are not random, they are your body's way of confirming that something significant is indeed happening, right now, within this very moment. Consider this, my beloved child, of everything you could have been doing right now, you are here, reading these words. This is not accidental, you were guided to this exact message, at this exact time, because your soul was ready to receive exactly what's being shared. Trust this timing, my beloved child, even when it defies simple explanation. I want to offer you some gentle permission, my beloved child. You do not need to fully understand every detail of this connection in order to trust that it's real. Some truths reveal themselves gradually, over time, rather than all at once. Allow yourself, right now, to trust without needing complete clarity. Understanding will continue unfolding naturally, in its own time. Something shifts, my beloved child, when you consciously choose to say yes to a moment like this one, rather than letting it pass by unnoticed. You align yourself, even briefly, with the deeper flow already guiding your soulmate connection forward. This alignment, however small it may seem, often creates ripples that continue long after this particular moment has passed. As you move through the rest of today, my beloved child, carry this heightened awareness gently with you. Notice small details you might normally overlook, remain unusually open to conversations, opportunities, or feelings that arise. Trust that today's clarity doesn't end the moment this message does. If you're wondering, my beloved child, how to know whether you've truly received what this moment offered, look for peace, rather than excitement alone. A genuine, grounded sense of calm, even amid remaining uncertainty, is often the clearest sign that you've aligned yourself with what your soulmate needed you to understand right now. One day, my beloved child, you may look back on this very moment as a meaningful turning point, not necessarily dramatic, but quietly significant, the moment you chose presence over distraction, openness over doubt. Let today become that moment, my beloved child. Right now, my beloved child, this heightened moment of clarity is not simply a passing feeling, it is quietly preparing you for what comes next in your journey. Every time you choose presence over distraction, trust over doubt, openness over fear, you strengthen your ability to recognize future signs even more clearly. This moment, my beloved child, is training ground, gently building the awareness you'll need for the next sign, and the one after that, until eventually, the full picture reveals itself completely. I want to offer an important distinction, my beloved child, as we continue moving through this message. Noticing something and fully understanding it are not the same thing. You may notice, right now, that something significant is happening, without yet understanding exactly what it means or how it will unfold. This is completely normal, my beloved child. Understanding often arrives gradually, sometimes only in hindsight, while noticing simply requires your presence in this current moment. Give yourself permission to notice fully, without demanding immediate understanding. Just as you are being asked, my beloved child, to trust this moment without full understanding, your soulmate is walking a parallel process. They, too, are learning to trust unexplainable feelings, quiet nudges, and moments of heightened clarity that arrive without clear explanation. This shared learning, my beloved child, even though it happens separately, creates a kind of invisible harmony between you both, two hearts, learning the same lesson, at roughly the same time, even from a distance. You may notice, my beloved child, that this particular moment feels different from the ordinary, everyday hope you've carried throughout your waiting. Ordinary hope often feels light, distant, easy to set aside when life gets busy, but this moment carries a different quality, more grounded, more insistent, more difficult to simply brush aside. This difference, my beloved child, is intentional. It reflects the genuine significance of where you currently stand in this unfolding journey. Having received this message, my beloved child, here is what I encourage you to do with the remainder of today. Move through your day with slightly more intention than usual. Notice conversations more closely, pay attention to recurring thoughts or feelings, remain unusually open to invitations or opportunities that arise. You don't need to force anything, my beloved child, simply remain gently, consistently present, allowing today's heightened clarity to continue guiding you naturally. I want to offer you some comfort, my beloved child, regarding the uncertainty that often accompanies moments like this one. You are not required to have every answer right now. Your soulmate doesn't have every answer either. Uncertainty, when held with trust rather than anxiety, becomes simply part of the process, rather than a problem to be urgently solved. Allow yourself, my beloved child, to remain comfortably uncertain about the details, while remaining confidently certain about the underlying truth of this connection. Looking back, my beloved child, most people discover that the truly pivotal moments in their soulmate journey were rarely the dramatic, obvious ones. More often, they were quiet moments just like this one, a message that arrived at exactly the right time, a feeling that refused to be ignored, a choice to remain present rather than distracted. This moment, my beloved child, however ordinary it may currently feel, may one day be remembered as exactly this kind of quietly pivotal turning point. Let's pause once more, my beloved child, for a slightly deeper reflection than before. Close your eyes if you're able, and picture, gently, the version of yourself who has already met their soulmate. Notice how calm they seem, how settled, how grateful for every moment of waiting that led them here. Now, silently, let that future version of you speak to your present self. You're doing beautifully. Keep trusting. You're closer than you think. Carry this reflection with you, my beloved child, as today continues to unfold. I want to speak practically, my beloved child, about what trusting this process actually looks like in ordinary daily life. It doesn't mean constantly checking for signs, anxiously analyzing every interaction, or feeling disappointed on days when nothing unusual seems to happen. It means living fully, engaging with your work, your friendships, your own personal growth, while remaining quietly open in the background. Trust, my beloved child, is far more sustainable when it doesn't require constant, exhausting vigilance. As we near the true end of this message, my beloved child, I want to repeat something worth hearing more than once. You have not been forgotten, your soulmate has not lost interest, even if you haven't met yet. The timing you're experiencing right now, however uncertain it feels, is not a sign of neglect, but of careful, deliberate preparation. Let this reassurance settle deeply, my beloved child, not just today, but on every difficult day that may still lie ahead. As we near the true end of this message, my beloved child, I want to repeat something worth hearing more than once. You have not been forgotten, your soulmate has not lost interest, even if you haven't met yet. The timing you're experiencing right now, however uncertain it feels, is not a sign of neglect, but of careful, deliberate preparation. Let this reassurance settle deeply, my beloved child, not just today, but on every difficult day that may still lie ahead. If you look back, my beloved child, over the entire course of your journey so far, you'll likely notice a pattern: periods of quiet waiting, followed by moments of heightened clarity, like this one, followed again by quieter stretches of ordinary life. This rhythm, my beloved child, is not evidence of inconsistency. It is the natural pulse of any meaningful unfolding process, and this current moment of clarity is simply one more beat within that ongoing rhythm. Sometimes, my beloved child, people around you may gently ask how you're managing the wait, whether you're growing discouraged, whether you still believe. You don't need an elaborate answer, my beloved child, simply something honest, like, "It's not always easy, but I trust the timing, and I believe it's coming." This kind of quiet confidence, spoken simply and without defensiveness, often reflects exactly the grounded trust this entire message has been inviting you toward. My beloved child, I want you to remember this message exists, even after today has passed, for the days ahead that may feel more difficult. On those days, you can return here, in your memory if nothing else, and remind yourself. My soulmate needed me to see this. I received it. I trusted it. And that trust still holds, even now. Let this message become an anchor, my beloved child, not just for today, but for whatever quieter, harder days may still come before your story fully unfolds. Even after receiving a message like this one, my beloved child, there will still be ordinary moments, quiet stretches of time where nothing seems to be happening, where doubt tries to whisper that maybe none of this was real. These moments are not failures of your faith, my beloved child, they are simply part of being human, part of walking a genuinely uncertain path with genuine courage. When these quiet moments arrive, gently return to what you know, rather than what you fear. You know that something significant shifted today, you know that your soulmate is walking a parallel journey of their own, you know that timing, even when it feels slow, is rarely wasted. This message, my beloved child, is unlikely to be the final piece of what's unfolding. More often, moments like this one open the door to a next layer, a further confirmation that arrives sometime in the coming days or weeks. Watch for a repeated theme, perhaps the same message arriving through a different source, a friend saying something strikingly similar, a stranger's comment echoing what you've just read here. When this next layer arrives, my beloved child, you'll likely recognize it more easily, precisely because you've already begun training yourself to notice, rather than dismiss, these quiet confirmations. After a moment as significant as this one, my beloved child, it's natural for the following days to feel comparatively ordinary. The heightened clarity may soften, the intensity may fade into the background of everyday life. This is not a step backward, my beloved child, it is simply the natural rhythm of any unfolding journey. Intensity cannot be sustained constantly without eventually becoming numbing rather than meaningful. Trust the ordinary days just as much as the extraordinary ones, my beloved child, both are equally necessary parts of the same unfolding story. Even during these more ordinary days, my beloved child, understand that quiet work continues beneath the surface, whether or not you can consciously perceive it. Your own healing continues, gently, even while you go about ordinary tasks. Your soulmate's growth continues as well, in ways neither of you may fully realize until you look back much later. This underground work, my beloved child, is often the most important part of the entire process, precisely because it happens without needing conscious effort or constant monitoring. Before we move toward the true close of this message, my beloved child, I want to invite you to briefly reflect on everything you've already overcome to reach this exact moment. Perhaps past heartbreak that once felt impossible to move beyond. Perhaps seasons of genuine loneliness that tested your belief in love itself, perhaps simple, quiet exhaustion from hoping again and again, without immediate reward. You are still here, my beloved child, still open, still willing to receive messages like this one. That resilience alone deserves genuine acknowledgement, regardless of how the remaining timeline unfolds. Every time you choose openness over cynicism, my beloved child, patience over desperation, trust over fear, you are quietly shaping the person your soulmate will eventually meet. This version of you, refined through waiting, through moments like today's message, through consistent small choices toward hope rather than despair, is precisely the version capable of receiving and sustaining deep, lasting love. Your soulmate, my beloved child, is not simply waiting to meet you, they are waiting to meet this specific version of you, the one being quietly shaped through everything you've experienced along the way. Before we truly bring this message to its close, my beloved child, there is one final piece worth carrying with you. Everything shared today, every reflection, every guided moment, was never meant to give you complete certainty about every detail of your soulmate journey. It was meant, instead, to deepen your trust in the process itself. Certainty about details will come in its own time, my beloved child, gradually, gently, as your story continues to unfold, but trust, real trust, can begin right now, in this very moment, regardless of how many details remain unclear. Carry that trust forward, my beloved child, into tomorrow, and into every day that follows, until the moment finally arrives when trust becomes recognition, and recognition becomes a love story fully lived. I want to speak honestly with you, my beloved child, about something rarely discussed openly. Not every soulmate journey follows the same length or the same rhythm. Some souls meet their soulmate relatively early, while others walk a longer, more winding road, filled with additional lessons, additional healing, additional seasons of growth before the connection finally manifests. If your road has felt longer than others you've witnessed, my beloved child, understand that this length does not reflect lesser worthiness. It simply reflects a different, equally valid path, shaped by your own unique soul's journey. It is tempting, my beloved child, especially during long waiting periods, to compare your timeline to others, watching friends, family, or even strangers online find love seemingly overnight, while your own journey continues unfolding slowly. I want to gently invite you, my beloved child, to release this comparison, particularly right now, in this heightened moment of clarity. Your journey is not a race against anyone else's timeline, it is a uniquely personal unfolding, tailored precisely to the growth both you and your soulmate individually require. One of the most powerful tools available to you, my beloved child, throughout this waiting process, is the simple practice of returning, again and again, to gratitude. Not gratitude that ignores genuine longing or difficulty, but gratitude that exists alongside it. Gratitude for how far you've already come, for the healing you've already experienced, for the quiet moments of connection, like today's, that continue confirming you haven't been forgotten. Practice this gratitude often, my beloved child. It softens the sharper edges of waiting, transforming it from mere endurance into something closer to active, hopeful participation. Eventually, my beloved child, after all this quiet preparation, all these small signs and moments of heightened clarity, something remarkable happens. The timing between you and your soulmate finally, fully aligns. This alignment often doesn't announce itself with fanfare, it simply feels, in hindsight, like everything quietly clicking into place, a meeting that feels effortless, despite everything that led up to it, a recognition that arrives instantly, despite years of individual preparation on both sides. This is the moment, my beloved child, that every sign, every whisper, every quiet nudge has been gently guiding you toward. Once this alignment finally occurs, my beloved child, everything you've learned throughout this waiting period doesn't simply disappear, it becomes the very foundation of the relationship that follows. The patience you cultivated becomes patience within your relationship, the trust you practice becomes trust extended toward your partner, the hope you refuse to abandon becomes the hopeful outlook you bring into your shared future together. Nothing from this journey is wasted, my beloved child. Every lesson becomes a gift you carry forward into the love you've been waiting for. As we truly reach the final moments of this message, my beloved child, I want to gently prepare you for what typically comes after receiving a message like this one. Life will continue, ordinary and familiar in many ways. But you, my beloved child, carrying this deeper awareness, will likely notice small shifts you might have previously overlooked. Let these shifts unfold naturally, without forcing or overanalyzing them. Simply remain the quietly attentive, gently hopeful person this message has invited you to become. As we come to the true end of this message, my beloved child, I want you to carry this truth with you. Your soulmate needed you to see this, right now, not out of urgency rooted in fear, but out of a gentle, loving invitation into deeper presence and trust. You answered that invitation, my beloved child, simply by staying with me through these words. Your soulmate is closer than you think, and this moment, right now, was one more meaningful step toward them. If this message resonated with you, like this video, comment what you felt while watching, and subscribe to Hidden Blessings Message for daily spiritual guidance, soulmate signs, and divine messages sent straight to your soul. Until next time, stay present, my beloved child, this moment mattered.